Good morning, afternoon, and evening. My name is Li Zhong, and today I will be discussing the emerging role of ChatGPT in language writing education, focusing specifically on its use in English as a second language, or ESL context. The title of my presentation is ChatGPT in Language Writing Education, Reflections and a research agenda for a ChatGPT feedback engagement framework. This is me, and this is a brief self-introduction. Now, the advent of AI tools like ChatGPT has sparked both enthusiasm and caution. While Bill Gates describes it as a revolutionary force poised to enhance productivity in many fields, critics like Noam Chomsky argue that it could lead to ethical issues, labeling it the high-tech plagiarism and a potential hindrance to authentic learning. These perspectives reveal that the dual nature of ChatGPT's impact in educational contexts. In ESL education specifically, ChatGPT has demonstrated considerable value, offering immediate, personalized feedback and modeling coherent text, which helps ESL learners overcome language barriers and engage more actively in language writing tasks. This is transformative for many students who might otherwise lack the access to such tailored assistance. In my presentation, I will reflect on these varied perspectives, examine how ESL students are engaging with ChatGPT, and propose a research agenda to better understand this interaction. By doing so, we can begin developing a feedback engagement framework for ChatGPT that balancing its benefits with the considerations of ethics, which is essential to education. Now, let's discuss the diverse perspectives on ChatGPT in education. As we consider ChatGPT's integration into education, we encounter a variety of perspectives. Joshua and colleagues in 2023 identify three key contradictions in how ChatGPT might affect language education. These include the imitation contradiction, addressing the balance between learning and potential plagiarism, the rich get richer contradiction, concerns over AI reinforcing educational inequalities, and the with or without contradiction, which means considering whether students might become overly dependent on AI for progress in language skills. In response to these concerns, several institutions worldwide have opted to ban ChatGPT. For instance, cities like New York and Seattle in the United States and several states in Australia have prohibited ChatGPT, primarily to prevent academic dishonesty and preserve students' learning integrity. This widespread action reflects the apprehension that ChatGPT could undermine traditional learning processes. However, other voices advocate for ChatGPT's ethical integration rather than outright restriction. For example, the journal Nature sees its potential, suggesting it could aid research significantly if challenges around bias and accuracy are addressed. My view aligns with a more optimistic outlook. I believe that educators have a crucial role in guiding students on how to use ChatGPT effectively and ethically. As I discussed in my previous work in 2024, fostering critical language skills remains essential. Also, the famous world-leading expert in AI, Fei Li, advocates for preparing students to interact thoughtfully with AI. Fei Li's stance is that instead of rejecting ChatGPT, we integrate it into education thoughtfully, helping students develop their literacy skills required to use such tools wisely. This approach not only maintains the role of language educators, but also enriches the student experience in language learning. Now, let's discuss ChatGPT feedback in ESL writing. In examining ChatGPT's role in ESL writing, researchers have increasingly focused on understanding how individual learners respond to the feedback it provides. Studies by Guo and Wang and Yang and Shishido explore the psychological dimensions of ChatGPT feedback, analyzing how AI interact with and internalize it. This research suggests that ChatGPT feedback could be refined to further meet the needs of language learners, particularly by addressing their unique psychological and motivational factors. One of ChatGPT's major advantages is its capacity to deliver instant feedback, a feature especially useful for ESL students who may need ongoing guidance on grammar, sentence structure, and content organization. Unlike traditional feedback from instructors or peers, which often involves delays, ChatGPT provides immediate responses. This immediacy allows students to revise their work as they write, leading to more dynamic and engaged learning. As reported by Jiang et al., this on-demand feedback offers a kind of scaffold that enables ESL students to practice writing with immediate support and thus gain confidence in language use. The way students engage with this real-time feedback is also a crucial element. Engagement with feedback, as Zhang and Highland suggest, is key to improving writing skills, especially in ESL contexts. With ChatGPT, students are not only prompted to correct errors, but also encouraged to process and understand feedback actively. This active engagement, highlighted by Alice, can lead to meaningful changes in writing behaviors and a deeper internalization of learning, ultimately benefiting the student's overall writing development. Now, I will continue to discuss the models of feedback engagement in writing. In examining how students interact with feedback in writing, we see that engagement plays a pivotal role, especially as AI tools like ChatGPT enter educational settings. Engagement in writing context can be viewed through Frederick's et al.'s model, which defines engagement across three dimensions: behavioral, emotional, and cognitive. Behavioral engagement considers how students use AI tools, such as how often they consult ChatGPT or the specific purposes, like drafting or revising. Emotional engagement refers to students' reactions to use AI, whether they find it motivating or frustrating. Cognitive engagement examines how deeply students process and integrate AI feedback, emphasizing whether they critically assess ChatGPT's suggestions. Modeling originally developed for human feedback can be adapted to AI feedback contexts. Han and Hyland's work on engagement with written corrective feedback provides a useful framework. For example, in AI contexts, behavioral engagement might be assessed by observing the frequency with which students use ChatGPT and how extensively they apply its feedback. Cognitive engagement would involve students critically analyzing AI-generated suggestions, deciding which elements to incorporate. Emotional engagement could reflect their immediate feelings, whether they feel empowered or even overwhelmed by ChatGPT's responses. Overall, applying these models to ChatGPT represents a new direction for research in educational context, allowing us to explore how AI-driven feedback influences self-directed and self-sustained learning in writing. This framework offers a way to analyze the complexities of how students interact with AI tools and supports the development of effective teaching strategies in integrating AI within writing education. But what is missing in a ChatGPT feedback engagement model? Now let's discuss this facet. While existing models of feedback engagement provide a solid framework, they may not adequately capture the unique challenges posed by ChatGPT feedback. One significant concern is the inaccuracy and the potential for errors in the earlier versions of ChatGPT, which may lead to misleading suggestions. This unreliability necessitates that student writers engage more critically with AI-generated feedback, assessing its credibility rather than accepting it at face value. Furthermore, ChatGPT's feedback encompasses a broader range of interactions compared to typical feedback mechanisms. Unlike the automated writing evaluation tools that focus primarily on linguistic accuracy, ChatGPT offers insights on style, tone, and content development that may not always align with academic conventions. This complexity requires ESL learners, particularly those in the early stages of their writing journey, to rigorously evaluate the feedback they receive. They must consider the transparency and accuracy of the suggestions, discerning which elements to integrate into their work. A critical layer of engagement missing from traditional models is the ethical dimension. The risk exists that students may use ChatGPT as a shortcut, generating entire text segments instead of genuinely revising their draft based on feedback. This behavior undermines the learning process and raises serious ethical concerns regarding academic integrity, as noted in various studies. Li Feifei, the world-leading expert, emphasizes the need to teach students responsible use of ChatGPT, guiding them to view it as a learning tool rather than a means to complete assignments. Okay, so now let's discuss how to go towards a comprehensive ChatGPT feedback engagement framework. First, traditional feedback models fall short in discussing the complexities of AI-generated feedback. As noted previously, we need to integrate emotional, cognitive, and behavioral, as well as other aspects of ChatGPT feedback engagement to create a more holistic approach. One of the primary challenges is the over-reliance on ChatGPT. ESL students, particularly those with lower language proficiency, may use AI as a crutch to generate ideas or correct grammar, potentially hindering their development of independent writing skills, as highlighted by Jiang et al. This reliance can lead to bypassing important cognitive efforts necessary for deep learning. Another significant concern is plagiarism. The sophisticated text generation capabilities of ChatGPT can tempt students to present AI-generated content as their own, raising serious questions about academic integrity. Various educational institutions, as we discussed earlier, have reacted differently, with some banning the use of AI tools in language classrooms altogether. Additionally, we must consider the development of critical thinking skills. Writing requires analysis and synthesis of ideas, which may be compromised if students excessively depend on AI. As suggested by Feifei Li, we should emphasize that ChatGPT should be framed as an empowering tool rather than a shortcut. Therefore, ESL educators play a crucial role in guiding students to enhance their critical thinking and retain ownership of their learning. Looking ahead, future research should focus on developing engagement frameworks that incorporate the ethical implications of AI feedback. It's vital to explore how students interact with AI-generated suggestions, ensuring they can critically evaluate the information rather than accepting it blindly. Now, I will conclude my presentation. In conclusion, the integrity of ChatGPT into ESL writing education presents both opportunities and challenges that require thoughtful consideration. While this technology offers substantial benefits, it includes all such as the instant feedback and increased student engagement. We must not overlook the ethical implications of its use. Key concerns include the over-reliance on AI, the potential for plagiarism, and the risk of diminishing critical thinking skills among students. Therefore, we need a nuanced approach to incorporate ChatGPT into writing pedagogy. It's essential to frame ChatGPT not merely as a convenient tool, but as a catalyst for deeper engagement in the writing process. As educators, our role is to guide students in leveraging this technology to enhance their learning while maintaining academic integrity. Looking ahead, there is an urgent need for future research to develop robust engagement frameworks. These should integrate ethical considerations alongside emotional, cognitive, and behavioral dimensions, allowing us to address the multifaceted challenges posed by AI tools. By doing so, we can harness the potential of ChatGPT to enrich ESL writing education and foster responsible, independent learners. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much, and thank you for your attention.